Call this meeting to order September 1st, 2020. It is 6 p.m. We'll begin with public comment session. Tom Markovich.
Thank you. I wanted to speak tonight about the recreation vehicle park ordinance that's up for first reading. I don't object to the idea of this type of ordinance, but I feel like the way it's currently written lacks a lot. In the sense of it talks about things like temporary living quarters, and yet there's no definition, so it makes it very difficult to differentiate what might be considered transient living versus temporary living quarters. Most recreation vehicle park language I've ever read always has a definition that defines what temporary living quarters means. And if you have to move out of a particular place in a certain amount of time, that's generally there. There's other issues because of things that I think are trying to incorporate certain aspects of they want to be able to evaluate if somebody takes a recreational vehicle and does an addition to it. Again, there is an addition definition in the zoning ordinance, but it deals with additions to structures, to buildings. It does not deal with additions to recreation vehicles. Recreation vehicles are not structures, they are not buildings. They come under a completely different code, and I think this ordinance kind of misses that point. There is now going to be two different definitions for recreation vehicles. There's the one in this ordinance, and then there will be there's already a definition for recreation vehicles in the flood ordinance. And so I see a lot of crossovers that's going to create more confusion. I totally understand the idea of trying to keep a simple ordinance. I get it. I think that's smart. This one may be too simple because it's missing some things that's going to create confusion. I don't think it's ready for the prime time. Thank you.
Any other public comment at this time? Any written comments can be delivered to Ms. Smith. Council member comments? Hearing none, we'll move to a moment of silence. Thank you. Mr. Kane, will you lead us in an invocation, please?
Sure. Please pray with me, if you will. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings you've bestowed upon this county and this state and our country. I pray for those who are hurting right now, those who are ill, those who have lost loved ones, and those who are uncertain about the future. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but Father, you do, and we ask that you give us the patience and the perspective to see that there are better things to come, and a new time is coming that you have promised us, where there will be no more pain, no more sickness, no more death, no more sadness, no more fear. Father, please allow us to speak with words of love and with respect toward one another and civility, because we know that is what you would do and what you want us to do. And I ask all this in your name. Amen.
Sheriff Crenshaw, will you lead us in the pledge?
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, sir. Need a motion to approve August 18, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
Make motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Elliott, second by Mr. Hart. All in favor? Okay. Ms. Brock?
I have no updates at this time, other than to say, good to see you, gentlemen. I hope we have a lovely evening. We don't have a large agenda, but we do have a couple of things that are super important to us that we've been working on for quite some time. I'm really proud of that.
Mr. Root?
None.
Council questions or anything on the agenda? All right. We'll move into proclamation 2020-07. Proclamation honoring Mr. Reginald Reg Thomas Dexter, Oconee County Council, District 5 Representative. Whereas Mr. Dexter, born on January 20th, 1945, in New York City, New York, served Oconee County Council District 5 Representative and dedicated the later years of his life to the people of Oconee County. Whereas Mr. Dexter was married to Jamie Dexter and had 3 children. He was a retired school administrator who enjoyed traveling, gardening, swimming, and boating. And whereas Mr. Dexter was elected in November 2008 as the Oconee County District 5 Representative, where he served a single term. During his tenure, Mr. Dexter served as Oconee County Council Chair, the Budget, Finance, and Administration Committee Chair, and on 2 council committees. Whereas Mr. Dexter also served on the South Carolina Appalachian Council of Governments and Oconee Economic Alliance Board of Directors. Whereas Mr. Dexter's commitment to bettering the lives of citizens of Oconee County and defined his role on County Council and guided many of his actions throughout his later years in life. Mr. Dexter was always above reproach and lauded by those who had pleasure to know him as a true gentleman. Whereas Mr. Dexter's impact was far greater than his years of service on Oconee County Council and influenced all areas of the county. Mr. Dexter was dedicated to helping others in Oconee County, and its citizens are better for it. Whereas Mr. Dexter passed away on August 13th, 2020, and preceded in death by his daughters, Catherine Kitty Dexter Treadwell and Jessica Dexter. Now therefore, the Oconee County Council, in meeting duly assembled, Oconee County hereby recognizes and honors Mr. Reginald Reg Dexter for his selfless years of service to Oconee County Council and Oconee County. Approved and adopted first day. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make motion.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Hart, second by Mr. Kane. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No public, no third, no second. We do have a first reading on ordinance 2020-15, ordinance authorizing and consenting or ratifying the current assessment and assumption of interest, and that certain amended fee agreement is dated December 1st, 2017, and previously assigned and ratified by ordinance 2019-15 dated May 21st, 2019. Such current assignment from Parkway Real Estate Holdings, South Carolina LLC, and current assumption by Diversified Industrial Purposes LLC, and confirmed by iTech Buyer LLC as continuing co-sponsor, and authorizing the execution and delivery of an agreement, such current assignment and assumption, and current consignment or ratification and other matters related thereto. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Elliott, second by Mr. Hart. Any changes or any amendments or anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 2020-16, ordinance amending the Oconee County Conservation Bank Ordinance, Code Sections 2-398 through 2-409. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Elliott, second by Mr. Hart. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Ordinance 2020-17, ordinance amending Chapter 32 of Oconee County Code of Ordinances in certain limited regards and particulars regarding the establishment of recreational vehicle park, development standards, and other matters related thereto. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Elliott, second by Mr. Kane. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to thank the Planning Commission for the hard work they've done on this ordinance. I really appreciate the dedication of our Planning Commission on the matters that they take up. So, thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Ordinance 2020-18, title only, ordinance to amend the ordinance 2020-01, the budget for Oconee County, and to provide for the levy of taxes for ordinary county purposes for the Tri-County Tech, a special revenue fund, emergency services protection, special revenue fund, road maintenance, special revenue fund, bridge and culvert capital project fund, for economic development capital project fund, debt service fund, and for victim services, special revenue funds, capital vehicle equipment fund, all in Oconee County, for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2021. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Elliott, second by Mr. Kane. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. First and final reading, Resolution 2020-07, the inducement resolution authorizing under certain conditions the execution and delivery by Oconee County, South Carolina, a fee in lieu of tax agreement with Project Urban Mind with respect to the project in county whereby the project would be subject to payment of certain fees in lieu of taxes and would be provided certain special source revenue credits against fee payments. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Kane, second by Mr. Elliott. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And some action items to discuss, authorize and direct the county administrator to execute a project development agreement between Johnson Controls and Oconee County for the purposes of investigating the development of energy savings performance contract. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Kane, second by Mr. Elliott. This is what we discussed last week. There was a little bit of confusion out there that this is Johnson Controls working with the county. It's not the actual Johnson Controls plant. Just to get a little clarification out there, this is Johnson Controls equipment that they use through energy. So if you're hearing this in our last meeting, may want to look at that, but there was conversations about energy saving methods and from lights to multitude of different things that we talked about in those meetings, and that's what this is for. This is for energy savings to Oconee County, not Johnson Controls plant. So I just wanted to make sure we didn't have any confusion out there. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Committee reports, real estate facilities and land management met on August 18th, 2020. Mr. Mike Wilson from Johnson Controls and Justin Newbern, sales manager with Johnson Controls, addressed the committee and brought a presentation for Oconee County Energy Performance Contract Analysis. Mr. Davis made the motion, seconded by Mr. Kane, approved 3-0 to refer the full council at the September 1st meeting to discuss project development agreement between Johnson Controls and Oconee County, which what we just approved. We also discussed the changes to Oconee County Conservation Bank Board ordinance. Mr. Hart made the motion, seconded by Mr. Kane. Approved 3-0 to accept proposed revisions to Oconee County Conservation Bank Board, which we approved tonight. And we had a motion, Mr. Hart made a motion, seconded by Mr. Kane, 3-0 to refer to council for the September 15th meeting to discuss and approve the Westminster Magistrate Court timeline and financial recommendation. We have no board and commission appointments. We do have several seats. I just want to make that public on building codes and appeal. This is an at-large seat, so any district 1 through 5. We have a board of zoning appeals in District 5, which is represented by Mr. Hart. We have Conservation Bank Board, which we have an open seat for District 5 by Mr. Hart and an at-large seat for any and all districts. And we have a District 4 Arts and Historical Commission seat, which is represented by myself, Mr. Davis. So if anybody's interested in those that's listening, please, feel free to reach out to any council member or anybody on, and we'll see what we can do. I need a motion to enter an executive session for 1, discussion regarding an economic development matter, Project Dolly. 2, discussion regarding economic development matter, Project Aztec. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
a motion to reconvene?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No action was taken in executive session. We do not have any action coming out.